Welcome back to my channel, friends. Code with me. In this session of Java programming language, we will be coming across another interesting topic of Java, that is arrays. So I hope, friends, you guys all come across the arrays in the C section, because that is the primary coding language that we have all come across. So as per you guys learned that arrays is nothing but a collection of a single data types. In Java also it is treated as the collection of similar data types, but the difference of array in C and Java is in C language, friends, Java arrays are treated as variables, but in Java, friends, arrays are treated as an objects. That is a major difference in arrays. That's a major difference of array in Java and C. So, friends, as you guys know, array is nothing but a collection of similar types. Let me give you a clear example. Friends. Assume I have five students in a class: S1, S2, S, S3, S4, and S5. So friends, now what I have to do, I want to add the age of five students. So now basically what I have to do without using an array, if you want to code, if you want to write age of five students without using array, what I will do, I'll create five variables. I'll accept the input of all the five variables and I'll print the five variables. So this way what happens, the length of the code will gradually increase. So what happens, as the number of students increase, the size of the code increases, as well as the complexity of the program also increases. In order to overcome this kind of scenarios, we make use of array. In shortcut, what friends, I'll just declare age followed by 5. So friends, now you can clearly see here declared as age and followed by square bracket 5. This indicates, friends, that I am declaring age of five students. Here age is declared as content of a particular array in the array name, and followed by 5 it defines as the number of students. I declared as 5 students 5. So let me explain in a programmatic way so that you guys can clearly let to know what is array. So I'll delete this. And I hope you guys know that this is the basic syntax of Java programming language. When I execute the program, it only prints that I have entered inside the system.out.println. So friends, let's go with the array directly. So friends, here coming to the most important declaration of array. Array declaration, friends, is found to be 100% similar to that of objects, because in array, since array is treated as objects in Java, so the declaration of array is found to be 100% similar to that of Java, but it's like variation, friends. Here, when declaring objects to a class, we'll declare the name of the class. But in declaring arrays, friends, we'll make use of the type of the data type that we are entering. For example, as you guys know, new is a keyword that we use to create an object. So I have created an object. Now I have to declare array. So in array, I have to enter the type of the data that I'm entering here, not the name of the class, perhaps the type of the data type, whether I'm entering an integer or a real number or a character or a strings, what it may be. So as an example, I'm giving as int. So I'm storing as age as int integer variable. So I'm declaring as int followed by array handler. So I'm declaring array x I'm sorry, here, as you guys have thought as object handler, which is completely correct, but in array slight variation, friends. So since x is declared as array here, so I have to add square brackets and followed by, and I have to also mention that the type of the data that I'm using inside the x is an integer. So that can be done by declaring x also an int, which I have declared already here. So this is how you declare array, friends. So I'll writing down in the comment section for better understanding. Array declaration. Okay, now I have to initialize value to the arrays. How should I initialize, friends? As you guys know, the initialization of array usually starts with 0. So x of 0 and x of 1 and x of 2, x of 3, and followed by x of 4. So friends, I have declared 5 elements here. 0. So as I have declared 5 elements here, I declared 5 elements here. So I'll initialize value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So friends, so I've successfully initialized the values to the variables. For a better understanding, I'll declare the array initialization. Array value initialization. Okay, friends. Now I successfully initialize the values to the arrays. Now I'll print it using a system dot out dot println. So friends, I'm sorry, when ending the semicolon. So what this? Let's take copy this and print it 5 times as I've declared 5 elements in the array. So friends, so let's copy this. So let tell the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So friends, when I try to execute the program, I can clearly observe the elements, the age of 5 students has been successfully entered here. This is how you declare an array and initialize the value to it. But now observe friends, I have entered 5 students here. Suppose I have 200 students in a class. So it doesn't make sense writing it down like this 200 times and printing it 200 times. So what I will do, I'll just take this out these things and I'll put it in a loop. It will be what happens, the code complexity will be decreased by 100%. For example, so I'll declare it as for declare loop I 0. So the reason I have declared variable int, the variable I, local variable I, because since I'm making use of loops, I have to create a variable, and I'm declaring initially as I equals 0 because as you guys know, the initialization of arrays usually start with from 0 and followed by I less than or equal to x dot length minus 1 followed by I'll increment x at every step. Okay friends, inside the loop what I will do, I'll try to input the variable system dot out dot println, enter the age of the students. Okay, and end this line in semicolon. Now friends, the most important thing is now I have to accept the input from the user. Now how shall I do it? Listen carefully friends, in Java if you want to accept an input from the user so that the operating system can read it, so what you're entering, you have to make use of another object called as scanner. Scanner scan new scan system dot in. So friends, what is this scanner scan new scanner followed by system dot is? Listen carefully friends, this scanner scan and followed by new scanner system dot in is an object that is which have to declare if you are any accepting an input from the user. Here I'm entering here I'm accepting the age of the students. That means I'm accepting the user from the input. Sorry, I'm expecting the input from the user. So in order to, is there any possible scenarios that you're accepting the input from the user? We have to make use of it. So exactly how this scenario works, I'll explain you this entire scenario of this system. Sorry, scanner in exception handling and multi-threading. Because friends, if you want to know the in-depth details of this scanner scan, you have to know the basic knowledge of exception handling and multi-threading, so that you guys can have the clear picture of exactly how this scenario works. And one more thing, friends, since this particular scanner keyword is belongs to a package, so if I want to use this particular keyword scanner, so I have to import a package. Import java dot util dot application. The reason I am declaring for a better understanding, friends, I'll just let you know in comments. um, One second friends. Java package. There are many number of packages in Java, friends. Among them, Java utils is one of them. The reason I'm using this package java.util multiplication of the sign of multiplication followed by a semicolon, because this particular scanner keyword belong to this particular package. If you want to make use of scanner, I have to call that package. So I have clearly mentioned so for a better understanding. And this also let you know in further because if you want to know the exact in-depth details of sorry if you want to know the exact in-depth details of the scanner scan, you have to basic knowledge of exception handling, multi-threading, which I will let you know guys in when I came across this exception handling. So for a better understanding, I'll just set it on as input receiver. Okay, friends. So friends, so now how do I accept input from the user? We already declared object for input receiver by handler called as scan. Object handler called as scan. So I'll start by declaring scan, the format set with next and followed by the type of the data that I'm receiving. Integer. Reason why I have declared int because friends, because by declaring the array, you can clearly see here I have declared as int. For that reason, I'm making use of int here, followed by proclaiming that this value belongs to this particular array x of I. So this particular input receiving function proclaims that we are accepting the user, that we're accepting a integer input from the user and storing in a array called as x. This is how it proclaims. So now friends, I have successfully accepted the input from the user. Now I want to print that. How shall I print it? So I'll print it using same for loop I used here. I'll just copy this for loop, friends. Okay, then paste it. For a better understanding, just add one more statement so that you'll guys get to know clearly what I'm writing here. Okay, the age of the students are followed by semicolon. But let's take this thing, friends. X of I. So friends, this is how exactly this is how the declaration of array, and this is now I successfully written about the array. When I execute the program, friends, I can clearly observe here enter the age. Just a second, friends. It's like variation. Let me check. So friends, when I execute the program, I'm sorry friends, there's a slight network problem here, so it's just taking time to run the program here. Just it just be back in a couple of seconds. So now listen carefully, friends. When I run the output, it's showing this enter the age of the students. Along with it, also showing if you want to program read input, please enter the input in the string box. Enter here. So I'll declare as 12. Age of student is 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Friends. What I just do, I just copy this data entered in the STI inputs and execute the program. Now you can clearly see that, friends. As I entered here, the age of the students are, and for like the same adjustment, the students are 12, 13, 14, 15 as I have entered. Because actually this does not occur since I'm executing in jdl.com, it is displaying in this format. So this is how arrays works in Java, friends. Now till now I have come across is called a single dimensional array. Now if I want to make use of any matrix functionality, you make using of Java, friends. So I have to come across two dimensional. So I'll just take this format, friends. I'll explain you two dimensional array. Now we'll directly jump to the two dimensional array. See friends, in two dimensional array there's slight variation. I'll add one more x of phi of, let me guess, and one more thing here, two dimensional difference here. I declared the square bracket twice here. 5 declared is represented as one dimensional and it is two dimensional. In the sense, friends, 5 if in matrix if 5 is declared as rows in 2 is declared as columns. This is how two-dimensional works. In the sense, friends, in life, friends, there is a particular real life entity occurs when we have to examine the particular product using a two-dimensional array. So how shall I put this, friends? Uh, just do one thing, friends. Assume there is a school which contains three classes. Okay, friends. Each class have 10 students. So now I have to now I have to add the age of all students present in class 1, class 2, class 3. What I will do, there are three classes and each class contains 10 students. So here, see, for better understanding, I'll this as C is equals the class. In each class, there are 10 students. This is how two-dimensional work. So totally, how many students are there, friends? 3 into 10. That's students are there. This is how two-dimensional work. Assume here 3 declared as the classes and each class that contains 10 students. Now I want to initialize values to this two-dimensional. How shall I put this? So since there are two-dimensional, I have to declare one more variable called as j, because in for loop there will be two loops. I have to initialize the value for class, and along with it I have to initialize the value for the student's age, that is declared as 10. So since that means 3 into 10, there are 30 students present in overall school. Now how do I initialize value to this two-dimensional array? For int I, oh, sorry, I'm very sorry, equal 0, because the initialization start from it. I less than or equal to x dot length minus 1 I plus. So now I come across one dimensional. Since I'm making use of two dimensional, I have to create one more for loop inside a for loop for j equals 0. This third dimension which is declaring the tenth part in the here j, followed by j less than or equal to, here friends, I should not declare as x dot length, minus 1, because here I cannot declare as x dot length, because here the classes is 3 and student in each class that contains 10 students. Here the count of class is different and the count of students is completely different. You cannot just write it as x dot length minus 1. There's a slight change compared to that in particular group. What is that, friends? I'll just take this x dot I. I'm so sorry, friends. X dot I dot length minus 1. So what does it clearly indicate? So friends, what is this x dot I? X of I dot length dot means indicates that, friends. And one more thing, I have to end this using a I plus, sorry, a plus plus. So friends, now here you can see that in this loop contains j variable, I have declared x of I length minus 1. In the sense, friends, when a loop enters here, it is initialized as x of 0th value. That is sense, in the first class, in this scenario, x is termed as 0 here, I is termed as 0. That means you are starting to enter the values of first class, which contains 10 students. Now, how shall I put this? System dot out dot print ln. Enter the class students. I'll end this using a semicolon followed by scanner function a of I and j, as I'm using two variables, scan dot x dot int. So now I have to print the variables. When I'm successfully accepting the inputs from the user, now I have to print it. How should I print it? So I'll just, for a betterment clarity, I'll print another statement. Data is this thing, friends. This thing also, I'll just write it as a of I and a of j. So friends, when I try to execute this program, now let's see what happens. It's showing some kind of error is displaying headlines miss. So let me check it, friends. Sorry friends, I had to pause the video as it was taking much more time to execute the program. See, I successfully coded the program here of two-dimensional array and I executed program. When I execute the program, friends, it looks somewhat like this. Okay, enter the class and the students. I'll try to enter in, and this slide variation I made 3 into 2 because the reason I have 10 because it is not easier to it is clearly not visible to see the 30 inputs, so reduce to 6 inputs. So what I'll do, in class 1 there are two students, contains age 12 and 13. In class 2 there are two students with age of 13 and 13. In class, so what I'll do, just copy this thing, control HTDN inputs as of executing the program in zero.com. When I execute the program, you can clearly see, friends, the data is in first class. First age of first student is 12 and age of second student is 13. And in class 2, there are two students age of 13 and 13. This is how the two-dimensional array work in Java. So friends, the session ends here. The entire concept of array of one dimensional and two dimensional are executed have learned in this session. So friends, if you have any doubts regarding the array, the declaration of array, the initialization and accessibilities and value initializations, single dimensional array, two dimensional array, any doubts, ping me down in the comment section, friends. I'll definitely reply you guys. And one more thing, if you like this video, request you to kindly please subscribe and share this video. And thank you very much, friends. Have a nice day. Keep coding, have fun.